Hello everyone, this is Dark Anime Robin. In this video, I will be unboxing and reviewing the S.H. Monsterarts figure of Red Eyes Black Dragon from the Yu-Gi-Oh series made by Bandai Tamashii Nation. And before opening up this box, let's take a quick look what it alone shows us. So you can get a general idea on what's inside the Red Eyes Black Dragon figure. And we have a see-through that shows us the dragon's head and claws and some of the wings. And it looks like it's gonna be very poseable, and it apparently comes with some effect parts and its own stand, and like an energy blast which it can be sent off on its mouth. This is the second Monsterarts made by Tamashii Nation based on a monster from the Yu-Gi-Oh series, and specifically a dragon. And so before I open this up, I want to also make a quick comparison of this package to its predecessor, the Blue Eyes White Dragon Monsterarts. So let's take a look here. So the dragons are like put on the reverse side as on this box display here. Although it seems on front they are facing the same direction. And although on the main view here they're facing the opposite ways. And the similarity is that, again, based on the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, the card game which these monsters came from a game called Duel Monsters, which in the anime series it's shown to be or have originated from ancient Egypt. So for that note, both boxes show the hieroglyphs or ancient Egyptian on the box there. Also on the front cover, although the difference being the front cover pictures are heavily based on the color of each dragon's, or the color of their eyes to be specific. As the Blue Eyes box, the pictures are in blue. For the Red Eyes, the pictures are in red. And now I'm gonna open it and see. In the box, we have a small instruction manual, which obviously shows you how the stands are supposed to be set up. And the name of Red Eyes Black Dragon in Japanese, and a few product detail apparently. And looks like they have interchangeable hand parts in the set. Let's take a look of this before we unopen the second layer. So looks like they have some plastic cover here for protection, but you can see there's the energy blast effect, the interchangeable claw hands, and the arms for the stand. Now I'm gonna pick up the dragon. So they had this protective layer on him. And now I'm gonna stand the dragon up. And as you can see, the dragon can stand pretty well on its own without using the stand set. And now let's spend a few minutes exploring its articulation. Let's start from the wings. As you can see, the wings, well, they are not like perfectly attached wingspan, but this is done so it can be flexible to put on all kinds of rotation and for poses. There's a rotating point up here which will allow the wings angles to be adjusted so it can put on like a flipping posture. Same thing on the other wing. And the claws, fingers don't have any articulation unfortunately, but on the arms and joints, these parts are articulated. And his tail is actually the most articulated points. It's like every joint of the tail is flexible. Same thing with legs. It's like almost every joint is have some rotation. So, which effectively means with whatever imagination of poses you want to do the dragon to do, you just might be able to do it with very few limitations, and even the neck is flexible. So is a jar. You can turn it a little bit. So this is obviously when you do, like trying to make side view poses. The face can be manipulated. Its torso, however, does not seem to have any much articulation, and these are a bit of sharp points, so when you handle this part, you might want to do it a little gently so that you don't scratch yourself here with them. The same goes careful with its hips as well. There's some sharp points here. And while it does have decent balance, if you don't adjust the feet well, it's hard to keep it standing straight. And that's actually another bit of problem. Even though it's cool looking, it's the claws on its feet. It's like designed to be like a bird talon, which while cool looking, it can affect the balance since it can't like stand flat. So yeah, and like as you can see, I have hard time letting it go because I knew it could kind of fall, which means in order to get a stand still and straight, you might need to practice a bit before getting it right, and especially if you want to do it like the poses you want to. Also, apparently, its feet are also have some articulation. So this is obviously done so that if it's lifted by the stand to do some flying pose, so that you can do something with feet, like how an eagle snatch up its prey, considering it's obvious shown that the red-eyed black dragon somewhat model like a bird of prey, like an eagle or a hawk. And unfortunately, I believe that feature is what makes it a little hard to keep standing. Ultimately, to keep them standing still, you kind of have to make sure the claws the sharp tip is pointing toward the surface, so this way it can balance itself out to stand. And now here we have the interchangeable claw set. Let's take a look and try to put them on. If you can have closer look here. They apparently aren't much different, except they're just more open. So I guess it looks more close to like easy for making attacking poses. Now let's take the first claws out. And do it with the other one. Yeah, I should point out you need to be very careful when you do this, because this ball joint seems like it's a kind of thin arm in this ball joint. If you pull it too hard, you might end up breaking this arm by pulling this whole joint out. So kind of have to do it gently, but also with enough strength. Here we go. And yeah, it doesn't change much, but it does making it a little easy to maybe putting out some attacking poses or striking ways like this. And also in this, with these hands, the claws are looking slightly more pointing, so it's more intimidating. Now let's pick out the stem parts and see how the dragons can be set on it. And here we go. We have here the base of the stand and the arm which holds the dragon's belly, and these two arms which are the support beam for the wings of the dragon. And lastly, this is the beam that's gonna hold the energy ball. Now, in order to set these support beams onto the bases, you have to first open up the holes that's being filled here. You might want to get a tool for these, unless you got very durable nails, which yeah, if you're not careful, they can be sent flying. And just set them aside for the moment. Maybe you can try push them out. Just now we can set them on. Because these are full wings, so they're gonna go on either side. See there, they two are articulated. But I should point out, again, this last one's for the energy blast here. So the dragon's gonna be set on them. But I need to point out some of these arms, probably as part of failsafe, they're actually removable parts. However, it also can make them somewhat unstable. So as when you move them, keep in mind, don't pull too hard or you just make it fall apart. And the part that's supposed to hold the dragon by the torso, it's also flexible, so you can adjust the dragon's display angle as you set it on there. Now let's try setting the dragon on. So it seems to be able to hold it relatively nicely. So it's possible you don't have to use the wing supporting arm to hold it, but it's best you do to ensure some stability. Yeah, this is what I was talking about early. The part, because its removability can also cause an issue that it's not gonna hold too tight the way you would want it to, but that's one side. We go. So if you only want to set the dragon on there without having the energy blast feature included, you can just set it like that. And here we have the energy blast bow, and it goes on. If I can, there's a hole on here. Let's go in here. And from a distance, it can look like the dragon spit out the fire energy ball. When we adjust the angle a bit, it looks like he's charging up, getting ready to spit the energy blast. here we have the Blue Eyes White Dragon and the Red Eyes Black Dragon facing each other, charging Energy Blast attack. Although not exactly a fair match, as anyone who knows these two dragons, the Blue Eyes White Dragon is more powerful than the Red Eyes in the direct confrontation. But still, very cool matching pose to make. As you can see, even without the stand, you can hold the energy fireball in the dragon's mouth, although this is not a very stable arrangement, so don't count on being able to keep letting the ball sitting in its mouth for a long time. So with all the features shown in this video, this figure is definitely the best action figure made of Red Eyes Black Dragon by the time of its release in 2024. Its coloring is great, and I think its Red Eyes feature makes him fitting of his name, as well as its paint make it pretty much, even though a metallic pure black, still reflects light very well to give its awesome fierce appearance. Although its fierce looking feature is also a downside for the collectors, because as you play with the figure for its posability, you can cut yourself if you're not careful. And the greatest weakness to this figure is, as I mentioned earlier, its tendency to get imbalanced if you don't set the feet right. You'll probably have to practice in order to know what to do in order to give the figure good balance on the flat surface. Otherwise, it's hard to get it to stand without this, the action figure stand. And beyond that, I don't think there's anything negative to criticize about the figure. And so this concludes my review for this action figure, and I hope you enjoy watching this video. And if you do, please click like and subscribe to my channel, and please check out my other videos. If you have any question, please post them in the comment section. I will answer them with the best of my ability.